This video is for a class, this role play is for a class assignment and not a real counseling session. Mr. Williams, thank you for coming in today. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with you today, sir.
Well, my problem is, I was kind of hoping that I would have a male counselor, not a female counselor. I'm not sure how comfortable I feel talking about this problem.
Okay. Well, whatever the problem is, I'm a professional, and I'll be able to help, hopefully get you through this, make you feel comfortable and safe, so that you feel comfortable opening up to me.
Okay. You're not going to say anything to anybody about any of this, are you?
No, sir. This is all completely confidential. All the paperwork that you signed before you came in states that everything is confident. It doesn't leave this room. It's between me and you. So patient-client confidentiality. I won't discuss anything with any of my friends outside of the facility. So what says it here stays here. This is a safe environment for you. You're here to get some help, and that's what I'm going to help you do.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Man, this is embarrassing. My jump don't work.
Okay.
Can't believe I'm saying this. I'm telling anybody this. Me and my girlfriend have been having problems recently because has been really feeling insecure about her body type, and one of the only ways that I have known how to help her through that is through pleasure in the bedroom.
Okay.
And we get hard for a little bit, but it won't stay hard throughout the whole entire process.
Okay. So what I hear you say is that although you're sexually attracted to her, she turns you on, you can get an erection. However, at some point during the process, you lose that erection.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I understanding you correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about kind of what's going on at the time that you recognize this happening.
Well, it actually goes a little bit deeper than that. It goes, I hear a lot of people talking about, oh man, it only takes me X amount of time, or it only takes me 20 minutes, or it only takes me 15 minutes, or it only takes me whatever it may be, and they're always like, in comparison to me, significantly short time frames. So I never join in on those conversations because I feel like I'm embarrassed by the time that it takes me. And before the problem started with what I just told you, she never had a problem with it because she liked it, but I guess it's something that I was always insecure about, is I would never finish.
Okay.
There's been several times that I just, I would go for an hour or so and not finish at all. So that has been a concern in the back of my head. Wasn't really a concern that I wanted to worry about before we wanted to have kids.
Okay.
But now I guess it's something that I have been concerned about. Now this happens, and it kind of pisses me off because I'm frustrated and confused, and for a while I didn't even know what to feel or how to think, and it's just messed up. I don't know what to do.
Okay. And that's perfectly understandable. What I'm hearing you say is that in the past that you've had, your kind of the locker room talk where the guys are talking about how quick they can ejaculate, and you're having a hard time joining into that conversation because you're not able to relate to that. Am I correct in understanding that?
Can people hear us outside of this office?
No, they cannot.
Okay.
They cannot. So am I understanding everything correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I want you to feel safe and secure talking to me, okay? What techniques have you and your girlfriend or fiance used to try to create that stimulation as far as getting you to be able to ejaculate?
Really weird stuff.
Okay.
Of course, your basic stuff like lubrication,
Okay.
hot versus cold tried like anal stimulation.
Okay.
That was weird. It didn't really work. It kind of freaked me out.
Okay.
And of course, I was really weirded out about the idea of it anyway. And so that probably didn't help. But, yeah. I tried to do. We even read some books over like meditation and like how to just calm down.
Okay.
And just like natural ways. Like, I think for like a couple weeks or so, we wake up every morning and we meditate together, just to create natural habits of being a little bit more calmer than what I normally was, because she was fine. Circumstances got me a little bit high strung with it. So.
Okay. So what I heard you say is that you did try the anal.
Talk so loud.
The anal.
You sure they can't hear us?
Yes. These are concrete walls. No one can hear anything outside of this
like
room.
Sound reinforcement patterns.
Yes,
on them?
I do. So everything is staying in here. Okay.
All
All right. The anal stimulation is not necessarily so much just the anal, and it's natural for a heterosexual male to feel uneasy about that. But by stimulating the anus and the prostate, it can help to
The what?
the male prostate.
What's that?
Well, have you ever been to the doctor and he made you bend over and make you cough and stuck his fingers up your anus where he had to check your...
I didn't know that. I laid down on like the bed
Okay.
or whatever.
Well, just as with when you're giving her pleasure, you know, and you're stimulating her vagina on the inside with her G-spot, and you're kind of rubbing it, it's kind of the same thing with men. That can create a pleasure if it's done gently. So I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy. So, but if that's
It's probably the same way that I looked at her.
if that's a technique that you're not comfortable with, that's okay. You know, some people are just simply not comfortable with that. Have y'all considered? Have y'all tried having just? You know, because there is a difference between intimacy and actual sexual intercourse. You know the difference between those?
No.
Okay. Sexual intercourse, of course, is where the penis penetrates the vagina. Okay? Now, and that's usually the favorite part of it. However, the meditation and everything is really great because it gives you guys that mental connection that is needed. But a lot of times, like taking a shower together, or taking a bath together, where she's gently bathing you, you're bathing
foreplay.
her. Well, yeah, you call it foreplay,
Oh.
absolutely, but never get to the point where you actually have the intercourse. Have y'all ever done that?
Heck no.
You should try that. You should consider trying that, because by simply doing gentle touches, gentle massages to each other, both the back and the front, you know, rubbing the thighs, the inward thighs, but not actually doing anything, that builds the anticipation to where you're more relaxed. Have you ever tried that?
No.
Okay. Do you remember what the first triggering event was? Have you used any type of drugs? Anything like that could possibly be interfering with that? Y'all smoke weed?
I used to shoot heroin.
You used to shoot heroin?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long did you do that?
5 years.
Okay. And how long have you been sober?
8 months.
About 8 months. Okay. So, through the use of drugs, did you ever have your testosterone level checked?
Still do this shit now.
Okay. Because what happens sometimes is, you know how the females, we have hormones that stimulate our sexual libido, and if our hormones are off, we do not get sexually aroused.
Mm.
Okay? Testosterone is the same way for the men. And using drugs can actually affect a man's testosterone, which affects his ability sometimes to get an erection and maintain an erection.
Oh, but it was so much fun fucking when I was high. How is that?
Because the drug was stimulating everything.
So I just need to do more heroin.
No, you do not need to do more
That
heroin.
was a joke.
No, you do not. You need to. Are you currently doing any additional support groups to maintain your sobriety?
I am. I missed. I routinely go to an AA and the NA group meetings 1 day a week. Trying to go up to 2 days a week. Having trouble trying to find the time to do that with my work schedule, but I want to because recently, a couple weeks ago, I missed one group. I felt really bad. I felt that sense of balance and that sense of calmness in my life just not really be easy and feel good.
So how does she feel about the fact that you need to continue to go to these meetings? Does she go with you, or do you prefer to do this alone?
There's an Al-Anon right next door, although it's not NA, but they have the same principles, and she's really good about relating those principles to the circumstances that have to do with me and her and what she's going through. And it's the same thing. It's right in the room right next door. She goes there while I go to NA.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is that, of course, you did the heroin for at least 8 years. You've been sober now for at least 8 months.
Right.
You're continuing to go to your NA and AA. Now, when you started having the problem with the erectile dysfunction, was it after you missed that meeting that you began having that problem, or did it start before that?
No, it started before that.
Okay.
My granddad died.
Okay.
Before that, and it started about a week or so after that.
Okay. So you had a loss in the family.
No, I lost everything. No, I lost in my family. That dude meant the world to me.
So was he like a father figure to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you seek any type of grievance counseling for that?
Oh,
Okay. So how have you dealt with that loss?
I don't know that I have.
You don't know that you have? Okay. So is it a possibility that that too could be playing into this?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you remember if you cried at that funeral?
No, man, I can't cry at people. No, there's always this stigma in my family. I don't cry at people, man. I remember going and crying about a week later in private, but it didn't help because I still feel like crap when I cried. Man, I wasn't supposed to do that.
You know, Ms. Williams, it's definitely okay for a man to cry. That's a natural process of going through life. Okay? That it's definitely a natural process because we all need to grieve in some way, whether we do it privately or if we do it in front of other people.
Yeah, honestly, the only thing that I can think about whenever he passes, don't go shoot up Aaron. Don't go shoot up Aaron. Don't go shoot up Aaron.
Okay.
You spent way too much time being sober and working on that. Do not go shoot up Aaron. So I intentionally, like I think for the next week or 2 weeks or so after that, didn't do anything, didn't say anything to anybody, didn't look at anybody. I just kind of shut myself out because I was scared that I would relapse, and the thought of that was something that was really, it was a bad thought,
Okay.
and I didn't know how to deal with it. The only thing that I can think about is remembering stay away from people, places, and things, and so I just
Okay.
kind of shut myself out because coping skills weren't that great yet.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is that after the loss, you were telling yourself not to go use the drugs, so you isolated yourself to avoid the triggers that plagued you, that led you to the drug use.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember if you went through the angry stage where you were angry about the loss?
Yeah.
Okay. So you did go through that step. What about bargaining? Do you remember if you bargained any?
I don't remember.
Where rather my him, take me instead?
Yeah, I did do that.
Okay. So have you reached a point where you've accepted the loss yet?
No. It hurts. It hurts right now. Me talking about it.
Okay. All right. So when you are, do you feel like you're distracted when you and your girlfriend are having love making? You feel like you're emotionally not there?
I don't know what that is.
When you're making love, of course you're doing the foreplay. So it's easy to kind of get the erection up. But at some point during the lovemaking session, do you feel as if maybe you get distracted and start thinking about something else instead of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got a good picture here of what is going on. So it sounds like you're still working on maintaining your sobriety. Sounds like you're still grieving, which is normal. And we're struggling with the intimacy part of the relationship, being able to keep that erection so that you can come to your climax point. Okay. What I'd like to give you some homework assignments. Is that okay with you? Something to work on at home until you come in to see me again?
Sure.
Okay. What I'd like for you to do is, remember earlier we were talking about how you two were able to stimulate each other but never really actually get to the intercourse part of it?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like for you to try that for at least 2 nights, where you're giving each other a bath and you're just setting a complete and total relaxing scenery around you, where it's quiet, maybe some soft relaxing music, and I want you to focus on the two of you, okay, where it's all just touching, gentle touches, and so that it's stimulating. Okay. And as far as working on your drugs, as far as maintaining sobriety, continue to go to your meetings, once or twice a week. And it's great that she goes to the Al-Anon. That way it shows support within the relationship for your sobriety, so that she understands kind of what you're going through. And for your grandfather, I would like for you to do 2 things there. Okay, is one, I'd like for you to write a mock obituary for me. What you would say if you were writing the obituary. Okay.
Okay.
And then I want you to write a birth announcement.
What?
Because a birth announcement. It's similar to an obituary, because what you're doing is you're going to, even though you've lost your grandfather, who's your father figure, you are becoming new with your sobriety.
Right.
Okay? You think you can do those for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll try.
All right. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can email, text, call me. I've got you down for Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Does that work for you, Mr. Williams?
Yeah, so far.
Okay, if you have any questions or concerns, just call me, or if you need to change that, feel free to give me a call as well.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.